Let me tell you guys a secret. This is my 5th time trying to do an intro, and I just keep laughing and getting up to dance. Like, what exactly is going on? Is somebody bringing dollars for me? I don't know, but let me try to do my intro one more time. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your first time clicking on my video. You're most definitely welcome. Thank you so much. If you're a returning subscriber, you know, sure, thank you. Anyway, I started a vlog, and the vlog is supposed to go up, but somehow I want to keep vlogging. I don't want it to go up yet. I want to keep vlogging, and then I'm trying to do this thing where I do one vlog, one sit down, one vlog, one sit down. I don't know how that will work, but I'm trying my hands at that. Yeah, so this is me sitting down to talk to you guys. The honest truth is I've been wanting to talk about this particular topic for the longest time, but somehow I felt like, have I healed enough to talk about it? Because somehow it's just like, you know, when they say guys break girls' hearts, so just like that experience broke my heart for a while. So I'm just like, have I healed enough to talk about it and all of that? So I've been delaying it for like the longest time, but I think that I'm ready to talk about it now. So guys, let's talk about my entrepreneurial story. I'm not going to be able to tell you a lot about, I'm not going to be able to tell you everything about my entrepreneurial story, but I'm picking one particular experience, and that's what I'll basically be telling you guys this morning. And that's basically about my experience or my foray into selling female clothing years ago, and the that came with that experience, the lessons I took from it, the story behind it, you know, that I've never shared. I think I've shared it with just 1 or 2 people. Yeah, I think, yeah. I basically never shared this story because it used to touch and pain my heart. I think I'm going to share it with you guys. So if you're ready to hear my story, if you're ready to know my story, yeah, please keep watching. Don't click out, keep watching this video, and just hit the subscribe button now. Just hit it. If you have not hit it, and let's jump right into this video, guys. Okay, so first I'm going to do like backstory, then I'm going to do the lessons. Yeah, okay, so let me jump into it. So years ago, I had been selling a few odds and ends, like here and there, but at a certain point in my life, when I was not working for a while, and my boss had should I use the word, duped me of a part of my salary, you know, after I had put in so much work. I was low, I was upset, I was applying for other jobs that I had not gotten and stuff. So it occurred to me to like go into like full-time business selling female clothing. So I had 2 friends that I spoke to then, who had finished from Obafemi Awolowo University, or University of Ile-Ife, something like that. They had finished from that place. So I was talking to them, and they were like, oh yeah, if children like to buy clothing, because there are not a lot of boutiques that sell affordable clothing, that so they like to buy clothing. And yeah, why not? Yeah, you can actually take your clothing to Ife and you make a lot of profits, you sell and stuff, you know. They told me these things, and I was like, yeah, that's a nice business prospect. So I didn't have the cash at hand, so I went to a bank, I filled out necessary documents, and I got a loan. To be quite honest, the getting a loan part was like, in this story now, the getting a loan part was like one was the most easiest step in this whole process this whole story I'm about to tell you. So I took the loan, and in about 2 weeks or so, the loan was processed and I was given the money. Yeah, so when I got the money, I was like, like in less than how many weeks from now, I'll be on the way to getting my names in Forbes, you know. I'll be on the way to an under 30 that is making billions, you know. It was those kind of thoughts for me. So anyway, I got the loan, and I didn't waste time at all. The next day, I took the money, and the only thing I took out from the money was the repayment of the next loan. So the loan was that you don't start paying back the exact month you take it, because they feel like you should be able to like put the money to work, and you understand, so then you can start paying back. So just to be safe, I took out a month's repayment, like for the next month, and I kept it aside, and I took the rest, and and I eat. I eat. I began to order. So yeah, I decided to split the money into like parts. I decided to do female blouses, skirts, shoes, and belts. I did not do dresses. I did just those 4 things that I've listed. So almost I can still remember when my container landed, and I went through the stuff. I saw the goods, and they were so pretty, so beautiful, and I was like, wow, I'm going to Italy fair. And when I come like this, those guys will say, yeah, somebody has landed. Anyway, yeah, so I packed the goods into like sizable bags that are, you know, comfortable enough to travel. And early the next morning at 5 a.m. I was off to Beggar Park to, you know, to board a bus going to Ife. I don't always like remembering this Ife journey because it was just very, very, very stressful. You know, traveling alone with no one to help you. You have like about 3 or 4 heavy bags. Then I still had my handbag. Then the bus that I taken was supposed to drop me just opposite Ife gate, but this one dropped a few minutes before that place. So I had to like trek, carry my stuff, cross a bridge. It was just stuff that I really don't want to like remember now, because I would just start getting upset, like what was the whole suffering for, like for real though. Anyway, I got into Ife. I was able to take a cab to my friend's hostel. I stayed with my friend. So as at that time, I also had a friend that was in Ife at that point. So I had spoken to her. I told her I was coming to Sarah, and she was like, oh, why not, you can stay with me. So I went to stay with her in her hostel. And so later that day, I asked her, I said, so you are the one that stays on campus, you're the one that you're used to Ife. What is the best way that you think that I can get sales? She says, oh, why not like let's take the goods from hostel to hostel, knock on door to door, and just advertise what we are selling. That she feels that that is a very good way to make sales. And I'm like, when I was in University of Ibadan, Queen Hall to be precise, my first and only year of staying on campus, would have people knock and say, good afternoon, I have bra for sale. Good afternoon, I have nail powder for sale. Good afternoon, I have sandal for sale. Like, and to be honest, I really used to patronize those people because some of them really used to have good stuff. Yeah. So, you know, and yeah, I think before then too, Bukola had sold some items that I actually did go with her to PG halls in UI and some hostels like that to go and sell. So okay, yeah, that's true. I'm just remembering now that I actually did go with Bukola to go and sell some items when she was selling female sandals then. Yeah. So when my friend Oyinda, that's her name, the one in Ife, when she told me, oh, let's do that, it just brought back a lot of memories for me. That, are you serious? I never would have thought that I would do this, but I'm here already and I have to sell. Like, I have a loan waiting for me back in Lagos, so this is not time for you don't want to do it. So I told that girl, take me there, let's go. So we started going from hostel to hostel. Guys, went to the first one, went to the second one, went to the third one. I did not sell shingbai. I did not sell anything. They just look at it. They say, oh, okay, nice. Can you come? Some people just say, no, thank you. But closed door. It was like rejection, facing rejection, like point blank for the first time. You understand? So after a while, she was like, okay, that there's this little space in this particular hostel that she can get us in, and I can just display the goods on the floor, and maybe people that are coming in, that they will see it. There was something going on that night in that hostel. I don't know if it's election. Maybe somebody came to campaign for one of their SUG elections or something like that, because there was a lot of noise and there was light. So we were trying to leverage on people coming in, seeing the goods. So it was a very strategic position, guys. A lot of people passed by me and my friend that night. A lot of people even stopped and just perused the item. Nobody bought anything. I even met my friend from secondary school, Samuel. I met him that night. He was with us for a while, trying to persuade some people to like buy some of the stuff and everything. When we stayed for a while and we didn't make any sales, we had to go back to the hostel. At that point, I began to panic. I had items that it seemed like nobody was interested in, and I had money that needed to be repaid waiting for me back home. So I'm like, what is going on? Like, what am I going to do? At that point, I started panicking. Like, I started to panic, like full-time panic, you know. And what happened? So after a while, I stayed for like 6 days. I had not sold anything, like nothing. At some point, I told my friend, I'm like, okay, this particular hostel where we stay, like, it's not possible to like have somewhere like the other hostel where I can just display these goods on the floor, and where people coming in can just like stop by and like, you know. And she's like, that yeah, you can do that, no problem, kiniko. So we found a place. We are always on the lookout for porters so that they will not, you know, seize the items and stuff. But we found a place to put these things on the floor. And in the evenings, I'll be there. My friend sometimes she'll come. You know, she was attending lectures and stuff. So, but she was very supportive. She would come. You know, we'll be there. And by a particular day, somebody came and priced one of the items I was selling. And the person was like, is it not 400 naira? That I should sell for them. Now, sister, sell for us now. In my mind, I'm like, 400 is not even up to my cost price. It's not even up to, I don't know how to explain it, guys, but I could not believe it. I could not believe that somebody was. So that lady went. At some point, I was so devastated. She left, and that person came, and the person was like, sister, how much? At that point, I realized that it seemed like the 2K that I was calling was too much for them. And 2K was my cost price and just a little bit of profit. You understand? So at that point, I realized that maybe my prices were scaring the students. So I was like, okay, let me take it down a bit. So I started gradually retreating to 1.8, 1.7, you know. Ah, shit. And one particular person came, she saw a blouse that she really liked, and she stood on my neck and she kept begging me. She kept begging me to sell for her at a really reduced price, lesser than my cost price. But I saw that she had the money in her hands, that she brought out the money from her bag, and she was like, that this is all she has, that is why she's begging me to take it down to this amount. And I'm like, guys, I sold it. The first item I sold was lesser than my cost price, but I sold it because fear told me, at least sell one and at least collect something, even if it's just 1,000, collect something and just keep it in your hand. Guys, I sold it. Wow. And so something just told me, this Ife thing is not working. You need to go back to Lagos. If you can't be in Ife for too long because you have a loan to repay, you need to go back to Lagos. So after a while, I told my friends, see, this weekend I'll be leaving back for Lagos. I've not sold anything. It's getting to me and stuff. But funny enough, when we got back to the room that night, one night, a plus size roommate of my friend just said she wanted to look through the items again. And so she looked through the items. She found like 2 kimonos. That time kimonos just started raining, like she was just coming back. So I'd gotten like really nice kimonos. Guys, you know when you're about to do something and you're so confident that this thing is going to blow up, that it's going to sell. I was so confident in this. They were fine. See, I have beautiful taste in clothing. Like, so I knew that I was picking really nice items. I was very sure that those items were going to blow up. Guys, you understand? So when she saw the kimonos, for a plus size person, she saw beautiful clothes in her size. She was like, she's getting this. She picked some tops. I was so excited. I was happy. I was like, finally, I'm going to sell. Omo, you get pick everything. It was like 7K, 8K thereabout. And she's like, that to be honest though, that she can only give me 1.5 now. But she's expecting her allowance at the end of the upper week. That's why she just write my account number and she'll send the money. I was heartbroken. I'm like, just when I started getting excited that maybe things were about to change, you are telling me that you have 1,500 naira inside almost 8,000. Inside almost. But guys, I agreed because I needed to go back to Lagos and I didn't have any money. I'm serious. I didn't have any money, bank account, cash. I didn't have any money. So I agreed. I was like, okay, give me the 1.5 at least. Give me the 1.5. I added it to the one that the other person had bought, and I gave her the clothes. Wrote my account number. Early the next morning, I boarded the bus back to Lagos, and I went home, and I became a wreck. First, I started calling the girl the week when she was supposed to send the money. I thought she wasn't picking. Then I started giving me excuses. She even gave the phone to her mom to speak to me. in the long run, I think I was blocked because I couldn't reach her anymore on that particular number. The money went. She didn't pay for the rest of the items. Yeah, basically that was what happened. At some point, I was so broken. I pride myself on being what's the word now, smart. I pride myself on my intuition. Like, it's one of the things that I used to brag about. Like, I'm very intuitive. Like, I can tell if something, I can tell if someone is, I can tell, but I was just like, God, how did this happen? How did I not pay enough attention to know that maybe female clothing was not the way for me? What, guys, I was broken. I was so broken. Every morning I would wake up, I would see the items laying on the floor of my room. They were not selling. No, I even tried to do like a mini photo shoot so that I could put up the pictures and people could buy. Guys, nothing I did make those clothes sell. Nothing. I was broken. I was a wreck. Now, it's not only about the fact that the clothes were not selling, it's about the fact that I had a loan to be repaying. And then I'm taking the loan independent of myself, not involving my folks or involving my siblings or friends. So I felt like it was going to be bad for me to now go and start, crying to them and telling them, okay, I need money to repay this loan. So I couldn't even speak. I couldn't even talk at first. I was just all alone, always feeling bad. I remember there was a particular day I was in church and I just started crying. I left church. I cried from church back home because I felt so bad. Guys, last I had to involve my mom. Shout out to my mom because she paid like a substantial amount of that loan. She paid it, and I sold some few items really cheaply to raise some money. My friend bought some of the tops, and yeah, you understand, I gave out a lot of them. Somebody would just come and visit me now, and I remember that, you have a sister that is size 10. Oh, I have one skirt that is size 10. No, I'll go and bring it, I'll give it out. Like, I just wanted those items to go. The ones I could wear, I started to wear them. It was just like that, and the items went. And to the glory of God, I was able to repay the loan. But I was messed up. For a while, I got so scared. I was like, entrepreneurship is not for me. I should never dabble into it again, particularly clothing. It is not for me. It is jinxed. I was like, maybe clothing is jinxed for me. I was like, I'm not willing to do anything. Nothing is working for me. Business that I tried to work on is not working. The job that I tried to apply for, the job that I was applying for, I was not getting any feedback. I was like, it's just that maybe depression wasn't such a term then. Suicidal thoughts were not such a term then. If it was this age, I would say I was suicidal. I would say I was depressed. But I cannot say I was depressed because maybe as at then, it was not a word that people used as they use it now. Do you understand? So that happened. And after a while, I sat myself down and I asked myself, what happened? What went wrong? Why did this business fail? What happened? I like to put things in perspective. I do this like daily, like before I sleep at night. Subconsciously, I run through everything that happened to me in that day and I try to put things into perspective, take some lessons. I do that. So when that happened to me, I was like, no, you need to ask yourself questions. What happened? And so I realized some things and I'm going to share it with you guys. So if you are watching me and you are about going into a business, or you have started a business and you're not sure what is going on, you're not sure why you're not making sales, I'm not an expert at this thing. I'm just sharing my own life experiences so that you can learn from it. So if you can take one or two things from here, I'd love that anyway, and you'd love it too. The first thing I realized was this: research was not enough. Now I will explain. Remember I told you guys that I had spoken to two of my friends that finished from OAU, and they had told me that yes, OAU students did not have nice places to shop for clothes, and they think that if I go there, I would make sales. Now, this is where the problem came. I was speaking to people that had graduated from OAU as at 4-5 years before then. Yeah. And I was going to sell in OAU 4-5 years after they had left. Now, they were giving me information that they knew when they were there. Do you understand? Not information about what was going on at the present when I was ready to go. Now, perhaps when they were there, it was true that OAU students needed places to shop because things were quite expensive in the few boutiques they had. But perhaps when I was ready to go, new boutiques had sprung up that was cheaper. Maybe they were now bend down select spots that were very neat and, you know, well used, that they were comfortable buying. I did not even ask my friend that was in OAU at that point if it was a good thing to do. I just informed her, oh, I'm coming to your school to sell. You know, I was so confident that I was going to get into Forbes. That interpreted to say I'll be a millionaire. I was so confident, guys, and so that was why I took the loan, and that was why I invested in that business. And of course, it crashed because I was using information that was not recent. To carry out a business that's you know, it didn't make any sense. But I didn't see it then. I thought I was very smart that I had asked now, and they told me that yes, it was going to work. So you get it. Now, another thing I noticed was that I assumed a lot. Now, in my head, I was like, so if my friend said, oh, you students don't like expensive stuff, perhaps the items they were buying was like 5k, 10k. That's why it was expensive. But if I go there with items that are like 2k, 2.5, 3k, why not? They should buy, yeah? That's what I thought. Until somebody started pricing my very beautiful chiffon top. Someone started pricing 400 naira. That's when I realized that cheap is relative, expensive is relative. Seriously, 1,500 naira that I thought was too cheap for those kind of clothes, but I didn't want to put too much profit. I just wanted to like test the market first, so they know me, you know. Then they start looking forward to me bringing stuff and all of that. It was really not a lot of profit. There was really no profit actually. I just wanted to like test the waters. But what I should have done was test the waters with maybe 20k. Just go there, buy a few things and say, okay, I came to sell, and see the reception. Not test the waters with everything that I had. So I assumed a lot. I assumed that if they knew that I was selling items for my 2k or stuff, they were going to buy. And it was not like that. They wanted way cheaper stuff than I had to offer. Yeah. Another thing that I would say that I learned was that, see, you have to have a backup plan. I had no backup plan. Maybe in the long run, my mom became my backup plan, but I had no backup plan. Why? Because I had assumed again that everything was going to work. I had put everything I had, aside from the 1 month repayment that I kept aside. I put everything I had, both the loan or the cash I had before, everything I had, I put into that business. Which is why when I even got to OAU the first day, I had less than 100 naira on me after paying for my tea fare to Ife. I had less than 100 naira on me because I put in everything. So I feel like you have to have a backup plan. You cannot just say, I put in everything. No, darling. And you can't rely on people too. You can't say, if the business does not work, I will ask Lakbaja. Lakbaja has their own struggles or have their own struggles. So you have to have backup plans. Guys, in the long run, I realized that the business failed because I didn't plan, because I took hasty decisions, because I thought I was being objective, but obviously I wasn't. The business failed. It hurt me for a very long time. That's why I've not shared this story for the longest time. I've not spoken about it, because I think it took me a while to admit that I failed. It took me a while to realize that I was a failure, or I failed for a while. I kept calling myself a failure. You know, I'll be doing something that I'll just say, you failure. Ordinary clothes cannot sell. You understand? It hurt me so bad. Because I thought I had everything figured out. I thought that was my liberation from unemployment. That was my liberation into independence. You know, I had expected so much from this business, and it backfired. So yeah, I'm giving you people masterclass tips that Lanre Olushola and all those people and Jumoke Adenawo will collect millions for. I'm giving people on a platter of gold. So when I start putting a price to my master classes and life lessons with Ayo Ao, you you must come correct though. You must come correct and drop your money, drop your bars, because now I'm giving you free tips. But to be very serious, guys, on the more serious note, I just feel that these things are things that everybody can learn from. Right now, I'm still very independent and I'm still very intuitive, but if someone comes to me and says, what can be raining? Rice is selling now, oh, let's go and buy rice and start selling rice. Probably because the person was at a rice seller shop one day and saw that somebody came to buy one bag of rice. The person automatically assumed that rice is moving. Now come and meet me. I will now go and carry my own money and buy rice. Then tomorrow, rice that is how much now for a bag? More than 30,000 in some places will now drop to like 15K. Me, I will now have stock bag of rice. Our best ma sukun. Ama sokun, like they will say you have. So actually, I'm now very like risk. I'm not very risk oriented. Like, not that I'm now too fearful, but I'd like to be extremely careful. So basically a girl grew, a girl learned, a girl was taught, a girl had to, redevelop her confidence in herself and in her entrepreneurial skills. Yeah. So guys, I wanted to keep this video short because I don't want it to be too long. I just wanted to eat you where it's supposed to eat you, so that you catch what you're supposed to catch. Yeah, you get it? You get it? If you watch to this point, please click the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, share this video with your friends. How can you take all these lessons? How can you listen to this kind of beautiful story and you don't want to share it with your friends or your family? What type of person do you want to become in this year that's about to end? Don't do like that. Don't do like that. Share this video, let somebody else learn from it. I promise you, you don't know whose life you can be changing or whose business you can be helping if you share this video. Yeah, guys, I'm so excited. Like this week I've been running on a high, and I hope I never run on a low. Yeah, I've been running on a high. I've been like the most productive. I even sent out a newsletter. My newsletter family know that I don't send out letters. As much as I love to write, it's one of those things that maybe I just forget to do, so I don't send out letters. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, by the way, please look for me on Instagram at that saucy writer. Click the link in my bio. You see a lot of stuff that I do that you can actually be a part of. Part of this is my newsletter. Part of this is my content creation hangout stuff. You can just read and learn more about it and see where you can come and belong to a part of my community. I really appreciate it. And what else? I'm so excited for December. I'm very excited for December because it's my birth month, and perhaps that's why I've been running on a high. Like, I'm just like, can this month come already? Can I start receiving my gifts? Guys, I'm almost tempted to do that gifts wish list thing. Let's just see if some people will come correct, but I guess I'm too conservative for that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. And sooner than you think, I'll actually drop that vlog that I told you guys I started. But till then, kisses, and see you in my next video. Bye.